The free flashlight app on your phone sold your location 28 times in the last hour. The free weather app made about $73 from you last year. You've never seen the receipt because you're not the customer. You're the inventory. Let me walk you through a real morning. You unlock your phone at 6:47 a.m. Before you've even opened an app, 3 SDKs embedded in apps you forgot you installed have already pinged a server with your location, your device ID, your battery level, and the fact that you're awake. By the time you check the weather, an ad auction has run in 80 milliseconds. 14 companies bidding for the right to show you an ad based on a profile they've been building since you were 19. You see the ad. You don't click. They still won. Because the bid itself, the loss, and your non-click, all of that is now data. By 7 a.m., before you've had coffee, your morning has been logged in roughly 40 separate ledgers across the internet. None of them have your name on them. All of them know it's you. You paid $0 for any of the apps that did this. You aren't the user, you're the supply chain. Let me show you the actual supply chain. 5 stages, each one extracting a different cut. Stage 1, the SDK. Every free app you've downloaded has between 3 and 40 software development kits embedded inside it. Most of those SDKs are not made by the app maker. They're tiny code modules from data companies that pay the developer to be included. The app's real product is the SDK's reach. Stage 2, the auction. Every time you open an app, an open ad auction runs in under 100 milliseconds. Hundreds of companies bid for one impression. The winner pays. The loser still gets a record that you were available, where and on what device. Stage 3, enrichment. Your raw signals, location, time, app, device, get cross-referenced against profiles other companies have already built. Now the data isn't device X opened weather app at 7 a.m. Now it's 31-year-old earning $70,000 a year, recent breakup, hasn't slept well this week. Stage 4, resale. The enriched profile gets sold in slices. Advertisers buy the attention slice, insurance underwriters buy the risk slice, lenders buy the spend slice, political campaigns buy the persuasion slice. Stage 5, and this is the part most people miss, feedback. Your reaction to the ad, the loan offer, the insurance quote, all of it flows back into the profile and makes the next sale of you more expensive. The longer you use free apps, the more you cost to buy. You aren't a customer being upsold. You're an asset being marked up. Now look at every stage and ask what's actually being sold. The SDK sells access, the auction sells attention, the enrichment sells context, the resale sells prediction, the feedback sells refinement. None of these are selling apps. They're all selling a version of you that's a little more accurate than the last version. And here's why this gets so profitable. You are the only asset on the internet that voluntarily updates its own data set every day. A house can't tell anyone it just got divorced. A stock can't tell anyone it just stopped sleeping. You can, and you do, about 63 times a day on average, through the free apps you keep using. The apps aren't free because the developer is generous. The apps are free because you are paying in a currency you can't see, which means you can't budget it, which means you can't run out of it until you delete the app. This isn't a moral takedown of every free app. Some free apps are genuinely free. They're loss leaders for a paid version, or open source, or run by nonprofits. The test isn't, is it free? The test is what happens when you turn the data off. Most free apps will let you opt out of tracking on iOS. Most will not change in any way you can see. That's the tell. If disabling the data flow doesn't degrade the app, the data flow was the product. If turning off location tracking on your weather app makes it less accurate, fine, that's a fair trade. If turning off ad tracking on your flashlight app makes nothing happen, congratulations, you just saw the actual cost of the app for the first time. The honest question for every free app on your phone: would I still install this if I had to pay 1 cent per use? If the answer is no, you weren't a user. You were a vendor.